Those few coins in my tip jar were getting pretty lonely. They'll appreciate the company.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, ich will das Geld nicht klauen, das war ein Versehen.
Aw, that's so sweet. I didn't do much, but I'm glad it meant something to you.
Thank you so much for taking care of our room every day and bringing us extra sheets. Michael and I wanted to give you a little something before we left. Sincerely. Ich werde das Geld aber noch nicht nehmen, einfach weil wir nicht offiziell drin sind.
That look in your eyes. What does it mean? And who is this from?
You didn't need to know my name, but you've seen me. I recognize that look in your eyes when you checked in. You and I don't need to make a fuss out of this. You keep your wits about you and I'll do the same. Warte mal. To our reception staff. Das ist von einem Mitarbeiter. Oha. Jetzt werden die Sachen hier mal ein bisschen fishy. This letter has been sent to you and has been around the world 3 times. The one who breaks the chain will have bad luck. Einfach SchülerVZ. Einfach SchülerVZ E-Mail. In 1958 oder so. Mr. Smith received the letter in 1953, made 33 copies and sent them. 3 days later he won the lottery. Mr. Jones received it in 1956, made 33 copies and sent them. 3 days later he discovered an old treasure in his backyard. Mr. Williams received the letter and burned it. His wife and 3 kids died in a fire that very night. Mr. Green forgot the letter in a drawer and lost his job. When he found the letter again, he got a better job than before. In no case should this chain be broken. Make 33 copies and send them. You will experience great joy within 3 days. Ich frage mich, ob es immer noch so Kettenbriefe gibt. Also als ich so in der Grundschule war, gab es sogar noch so teilweise Kettenbriefe, die wirklich per Post geschickt wurden. So, und ich würde jetzt halt nicht mal sagen, dass ich so alt bin, dass man das halt noch so mitbekommen hätte sollen. So, ich bin 2000 geboren, das war 2006, 7, 8, wo das mit dem wirklich per Post war. Also, da gab es ja schon Internet und so. Und so die ersten paar Chatrooms. Ach so, ja, okay, es war jetzt so Togo-Chatroom. Aber mich würde es echt mal interessieren, ob es mittlerweile immer noch so Kettenbriefe gibt. Keine Ahnung, jetzt vielleicht so über TikTok oder so. Mach diesen Trend, sonst brichst du die Arme und Beine. Okay. Das war... Nein, tu den Müll da wieder rein. Scheiße. Oh, Kacke. The winds in the leaves that day made a sound that sounded like... That sounded like... Really, Anne? The winds in the leaves that day made the trees whistle a soft melody that came to my ear. I remember every part of this day, for it was the day we met. Jesus, this is bad. I was looking for my cat when I heard the sound of the leaves blowing in the wind. Like a melody to my ear, on the summer day where I met you. Ich sag's dir. Yeah, Frau von Howard und sie. Mami von Kind. Nein, ich meine nichts, aber. Ist das eine... Achso, das... Der Lippenstift.
A lovely shade of lipstick.
Das ist nicht zufällig das gleiche Rot wie... Was wurde an die Tür geschrieben? Whore? War das Whore? Oder denke ich gerade zu sehr an den Film Black Mirror? Black Mirror? Nee, Black Swan. Meine Güte. Mach das wieder zu.
He's all but outright threatening you. Oh, I hope you can stay as far away from him as possible.
I just met with your damn lawyer. You got some balls to accuse me of all that. As if you were so irreproachable yourself. Do you think I don't know where you spend your nights? But worst of all is that you won't let me see my son. You won't even tell me where he is. If you think you can have a chance to get custody, you really don't know me well. I won't let you take Michael away from me. Huh.
Looks like someone grew tired of looking at your face, Mr. Beaumont.
TBH, I get it. Ach, guck mal, wie cute der Michael da wieder schon wieder am Smilen ist. Ist ja nicht süß. Ist das ein Ehering? Ehe- und Verlobungsring, würde ich sagen. Nee, will ich nicht sagen. Oh, ein Boot. Ach, wie süß. Ach, damit hat sie wahrscheinlich das Bild hier angezündet. Aber wo sind die Schlüssel? Könnten die Schlüssel sein? Ah. Ich war der Meinung, ich habe hier alles. Kann ich die Dinger hier auseinandernehmen? Nee. Hm. Nee, das wird mir auch nicht weiterhelfen.
You know the drill, Sophie. Let's sweep and snoop.
Ich werde nicht sweepen. Sweepen ist falsch. A chest full of secrets. There's an ornate wood chest sitting in the suitcase of Anne's bed. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of Grandma's jewel. Well, ich hasse dieses Wort. Ich kann es nicht aussprechen. Schmuckkästchen. The one she brought in Quebec City from a street vendor who chiseled all of his own wares. Something that beautiful must be holding something of value, right? If I can find the key, I can take a look for myself.
Funny how some games really stand the test of time. I used to play this with Mom all the time.
Irgendwas übersehen?
Aha!
Ah,
Keys are Snoop's best friend.
wirklich die einzige Sache, die ich übersehen habe.
I'll need another key to unlock this. Haven't I seen one just like this somewhere?
Ich glaube nicht. Vielleicht hier irgendwo mit drin? Kann die einzelnen Stifte sogar noch angrabbeln. Schüssel. Karte. Öl. Ging die Tür nicht eben nach innen auf? Huch. Gut. Könnte dieser blöde Schlüssel sein. Wahrscheinlich bin ich so 30.000 Mal schon dran vorbeigelaufen. Ist das ein Schlüssel? Nee, das ist das Geld. Ah. Schau nochmal hier in den Schubladen. Jedenfalls in denen, die ich öffnen kann. Muss hier doch irgendwo sein. Irgendwo. Ich weiß nicht, in meinem Kopf würde das aber keinen Sinn machen, wenn der Schlüssel halt jetzt so direkt daneben ist oder so. Also halt neben dem ersten platzierten Schlüssel.
That key looks so familiar. Why do I associate it with room 505?
5 auf 5? Dann gehen wir da mal hin. Danke für den Tipp. Definitiv nicht gerade den falschen Knopf gedrückt. Nee. Hm. Ist das vielleicht der gleiche? Nee, ich würde sagen, der den hier öffnet, aber das ist nicht. Nee, mach zu. Ja, Vögel gucken. Wenn der hier irgendwo blöd in der Dingsens liegt, übersehe ich den halt safe. Ich bin ziemlich blind, leider. Hm. Hm. Kann ich irgendwie normales Licht anmachen? Ich bin halt leider echt, es tut mir auch voll leid, dass ihr hier jetzt so mit mir rumirren müsst. Ich bin halt leider echt ziemlich blind. Ah. Das Garn? Safe, maybe?
Ah, there you are. With Marcella. God knows where she is.
Ah!
Clarington Hotel reception desk, Andrew speaking.
Hey, Andrew.
Sophie, crazy timing. I've got something for you.
Oh, what is it?
I heard a certain Mr. Cruz and a Mr. Morgan had an argument yesterday evening.
Really? Who told you that?
Jacques did. Apparently, it got so heated he had to get involved. And it sounds like I was on the right track, because he heard a particular word thrown around quite a lot. Can you guess what it is?
Affair? Blackmail? Kauerbanger. Ich glaube, Affair. Weil ich könnte mir mittlerweile echt vorstellen, dass die Anne und die... Was ist Marcella? War das ihr Name? Ja, auf jeden Fall, dass sie halt eine Affäre haben.
Affair?
Exactly.
How bad was the fight?
I think Jacques got in the middle of it before it got too intense. But he said Mr. Cruz looked like he was about to kill Mr. Morgan.
Oh.
So Mrs. Cruz must be having an affair with him, right? And her husband found out?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain Mrs. Beaumont's involvement with Mrs. Cruz.
What do you mean?
I found a chest in room 507. I think it can only be opened by turning 2 keys at once. I found one of them in Mrs. Beaumont's things.
What about the second one?
Well, I remembered seeing a similar key in one of Mr. Morgan's stocking pictures, so I went back to check. Mrs. Cruz wears it as a pendant. It looks identical to Mrs. Beaumont's key.
Let me get this straight. Mrs. Beaumont and Mrs. Cruz own identical keys that open a chest with 2 locks? Okay, There's definitely something going on between them.
Das denke ich auch. I think they're having the affair. Yeah. Maybe they're just good friends. Jedes schwule Paar in der Geschichte ever. The answer probably lie in the chest.
I think Mrs. Cruz and Mrs. Beaumont might be the ones having the affair.
Really? Well,
Ja, glaub
it
ich
is
auch.
the 1950s after all. I guess anything's possible. Did you find any clues that might
Andrew,
support
wenn du
this?
wüsstest, wie das
Nothing concrete.
2024
I mean,
ist.
I did find a letter that suggests they may have gone to college together, but they could just as well be good friends, right?
Yeah, that's probably more likely.
I guess we'd know for sure if we could have a look at that chest, but I don't think I'll be able to open it. I've looked around room 509. I would have seen the second key if it was there. Mrs. Cruz must have left with it this morning.
Probably.
We were so close. I can't believe it all ends here.
Well, if you get me a candle and some plaster, I may be able to do something about that chest.
How?
I'll tell you later, okay? Just find those things, and I'll meet you in the basement as soon as I can.
All right.
Ah,
Thank you for not giving up.
I would never give up on you.
das kenne ich aus. Wie heißt jetzt dieses Spiel doch, wo man aus dem Gefängnis ist? Prison Escape? Glaube ich. Maybe. Da kann man nämlich mit der Seife und ich glaube auch Plastik einen Abdruck von Schlüssel machen. Ich weiß, was du vorhast, Andrew. Mein Kleiner. Da ist gerade eine Flasche runtergefallen. Ich hoffe, das war nicht sehr laut. Auf jeden Fall Andrew, mein kleiner krimineller Kollege.
Plaster and candles. Well, half the hotel's under renovation. I should be able to find plaster somewhere around here.
Out of my reach. I had a feeling that I'd seen the peculiar kind of key before, and my feeling was right. Sort of. I have seen it before in a photograph. It is the picture of the Cruces in Mr. Morgan's safe. Marcella had the key around her neck while walking with Hector in the lobby. Chances are she still has the key on her, and she's nowhere to be found for the moment. So, what now? This feels like a dead end. Getting crafty. I have no idea why Andrew thinks that we can open Anne's chest with candles and plaster. Bist du wirklich so stumpf? Girl. Denk nach. But I was promised an explanation once I made my way to the basement with these two things. So I just have to put my truth in him. Now, plaster shouldn't be hard to find in a hotel that's undergoing renovation. I walk by bags of the stuff every day. I start with that, then see about some candles. Ist da hinten nicht irgendwie so ganz viel Bauschrott? Ich bin ehrlich, ich habe auch gerade nicht zu 100% im Kopf, was nochmal so Plaster ist. Ist das nicht Beton?
Great. This takes care of half of this little scavenger hunt.
Let's go.
As for the candles, doesn't Rebecca keep some in her locker downstairs? I can probably find the rest of what I need in the basement.
Oh, I candle it. I got the plaster that Andrew requested, so that just leaves the candle. Rebecca's always super prepared and terrified of the dark. If I recall correctly, she kept a stash of the candles somewhere in the hotel. If I want to find them, I think my first stop should be the basement, where she spends the most of her time. Ich finde schön, dass ich sage, so, ich habe keine Ahnung, was Plaster ist. Find's direkt. Naja.